The older I get, the more I believe we should be rejecting hustle culture, taking more time to slow down, observe, experience, and reflect. And for me, that has manifested through junk journaling. As a travel vlogger, I acquire a lot of boarding passes, postcards, and merchandise, primarily from the tourism boards I work with on travel campaigns. So I love to bring my junk journal on the road with me. We've junked on a high-speed train in Japan, in a cafe in Vietnam, and even here as I am in Uzbekistan. I approach junk journaling as a form of archival and memory work. So similar to putting pen to paper as a writer, I put junk to journal as an archivist in a way. Because memories fade, but with junk journaling, it feels like it lasts forever. You savor the little moments, like the people you meet, the food you eat, and the places that leave you speechless. So even though many of us, myself included, are chronically online, I wanted to spread the good news of junk journaling and how you can document your life offline with it too. And if you want to get started, I'll have a link to my junk journal materials I mentioned in this video in the description box below. So let's go to Uzbekistan and let me show you my travel junk journal kit. Good morning from Uzbekistan. Me and my junk journal are currently in Bukhara here at the Paradise Plaza Hotel, and it has a very gorgeous patio, which I feel like was the perfect place to kick off this video and talk about my love of journals, because if you're gonna junk journal, you are going to need a journal. You can choose whatever journal you want, but this is the one that I love. These are paperage journals. The one I have at home from last year was also a blue paperage journal, but this year I wanted to switch it up with a yellow one. And you want to pick a journal within your budget. Definitely go to your local Michael's or your journaling store to figure out what journal best fits your need, if you want like a harder one or if you want a softer one too. I always decorate the front of my journal with some stickers. Obviously it's a travel journal, so a lot of the stickers are travel related. And what I also like to do is have an introductory page. Now the photo I had here I actually took off, so I had to add a new photo here, but on the front page I put the date that I started the journal, and I would have a photo here. I need to put a new one in this journal just to kind of show like this when I started it, here's what I looked like when I started it. Kind of a cute way to say you're the owner of the journal as you begin to collect your junk. And because I'm currently traveling, I also want to show y'all how I carry my junk journal things on the go, because there are a few other things you add to your regular packing list. So obviously you have the journal itself with you, but I also like to bring at least one sticker book. I got 2 of these from Michael's last year, and they are obviously travel related, so I picked a cute little sticker book to travel with me. And I also bring a camera or a printer. So this is actually a traveling purse for this camera. I have 3. That was hard to get out. I have 3 Kodak cameras. This is actually my biggest one, and it's not one I normally travel with, but it's the only one where I had empty cartridges, so I'm trying to use them up. But this is one of the Kodak cameras. They have a bunch you can use that double as a camera or are just a printer, but this one is a little camera here and also a printer. So it prints out your photos right there, and these are rather large photos, so when you're going and shopping for a printer, you want to think about that. Also, when you're packing, this may be a little too big for you, so I'm going to show you some other ones that you can try as alternatives too. And the last thing I have is this little pencil case. I don't even know where I found this, in my room somewhere, but this is where I hold all of my travel junk journaling kit. So I do have 2 cartridges for that camera. I also have some washi tape here. I have a bunch of little ones in here. So this is really cute tape to use in your junk journal. I have a few colorful pens. I love to get postcards when I'm traveling, and so I like to write on them and write to myself. So when I do that, to make a little flap, I'll use those. And also I have, of course, my handy dandy glue stick that I love. I'm a glue stick girl. It's been my favorite thing to use in my junk journals. And I do have these little travel scissors because you don't want to bring a big pair of scissors with you unless you're checking a bag, I guess. But I recommend getting a smaller pair of scissors for your little miniature junk journal kit. And I will show you my big kit once I am back at home. Hello, it has been some months since I was in Uzbekistan, and as you can see, I'm at home with my full junk journaling basket, which is super cute. I'm obsessed with it. It carries all of my things because today we are going to be doing a junk journal spread using some of the things that I showed you in Uzbekistan, but also, of course, adding my junk. So this is what I've collected from my trip, and we're going to be using that for the spread. You will still need your journal, obviously, to do this, as well as some scissors, or if you're like me, when you're at home, you will take I don't know if it's called a cutting board. I call it a cutting board, but I use this to cut when I'm not on the road. But you can, of course, use some scissors for that, and of course, a glue stick, and that's really all you need. I am gonna kind of go through what's in my whole little crafty bag in a second, but first we are going to junk journal, no pressure, using our junk, and I'll give you some tips if you are new to junk journaling or kind of nervous about junk journaling, how to do your first spread. So as you're preparing to junk journal, I want you to take a deep breath and don't worry about being right or wrong, because that is not a thing. Do what you want. I'm sure whatever spread you create, it will be beautiful. And for me, what's really helpful is to start with the background first. I love to play with texture and color, and so the background often frames the rest of the spread for me. On previous spreads, I've used silk from a lantern making workshop in Vietnam as the background. I've used newspaper from my trip on the Rocky Mountaineer, or sometimes I even just go and get some of my sparkly glitter paper if there wasn't something that really stuck out to me, and I'll use that too. Maps and receipts are also two other things I love to collect for the background. And for this Uzbekistan spread, I actually used something that I painted while I was in Bukhara, and I already knew when I painted it that I wanted it to be the background, so I'm really excited to use it for this one. After the background, I normally have some of what I call statement junk, or junk that I know I want to include. Think boarding passes, train tickets, any pamphlets you got, business cards, napkins. Those things are what you want to be looking out for as you're traveling to save for your spread later. So once you start playing around with your junk and kind of figure out how you want to glue it down, this is where you can start to print off photos. Photos are not a requirement for junk journaling, but I do have lots of spreads with them. But for this spread, I actually didn't print out photos. I feel like the junk spoke for itself, so I like the way it turned out. And one of my favorite personal touches I like to add to my spreads is taking one of the postcards and writing a little note to myself to reflect on the trip that I'm junk journaling. And before you know it, there you have your first junk journal spread and have successfully documented a small part of your life. Congratulations. Now that we have that junk journal spread on the paper, in the book, in the journal, let's talk about some additional things that you can add to your junk journal spread. I don't think any of these things are required. In my personal opinion, I do think a junk journal spread is whatever you put down on that page with your junk. I know some people say this may get into more of the scrapbook photo album, but I think junk journaling at the end of the day is a form of self-expression. So it's whatever you put on that page. But there are a few additional things that you can have in your crafty junk journal bag, I guess is what this is right here, that I kind of want to give y'all some ideas if you want to add a little extra to your spreads. So the first thing we have are printers. I I showed you my bigger camera printer. However, Kodak also makes just regular printers, so I have two of them. The first one is the Kodak Mini Retro 2. This is roughly $90, and this is probably the one I use the most. I think it's a really good size to travel with if you want to travel in junk journal. I also think it charges really well. They all come with their own cords. It's a nice medium size, not as big as the one in Uzbekistan and not as small as the third one I'm going to show you. This one is definitely my favorite for junk journaling. The second one is this one. It is the Kodak Step, and unlike the Mini Retro 2 and the Mini Shot 3, this one actually sticks. So the paper is a bit more expensive, or the cartridge is a bit more expensive, but this one is also really travel friendly, and this one was $70 or so. In addition to sticker books that I talked about in Uzbekistan, I also have this one, which is pretty popular with the junk journal girlies. It is the Ransom Note sticker book. So this has a bunch of letters in it if you want to go and use this one too. It's great for making titles in your junk journal of the places you've been, or adding words and phrases to your spreads. Other things in here that I really like, I have these acrylic markers if you want to write in bold, bright letters on your spreads. They do bleed a little bit, so you want to keep that in mind and probably do this at the end so it dries. I also got these random letters, so they stick, and I love using this for titles of places in my junk journal. It's really fun to play around with texture and dimension in your junk journal, so this adds a little bit of flair to that. I have some gems and more letters, so if you're like me, I like glittery, sparkly things. If for some reason you collected junk but didn't find a really good background, I love glitter backgrounds, so I have a bunch of glitter paper here that I use for the spreads, and I think it adds, again, a little personality. I love bright colors, I love glitter, so it's a reflection of me in my journal spread too. I think there's one more thing in here I want to talk about, and that is, yes, my stamps. So I don't see a lot of junk journal girlies doing this. I feel like it might be more of a scrapbook thing, but I bought these little stamps. As you can see, they're really cool. I've used these on some of my Switzerland spreads where I stamped out the names of the places I've been. I think, again, it adds another layer to your junk journal spread, a little more personality, and they're actually really good. I don't generally travel with these, but they are relatively small. So they have some letters and numbers in here. I'll try to pull a few out for you to see, but here's what they look like. So they're pretty small, and it comes with ink if you want to add a little more to your junk journal spread. So I really love this. And that is the gist of junk journaling. And before I go, I want to kind of challenge you all to just junk journal a week in your life. I know I talked a lot about traveling, but you don't have to travel to collect junk. We collect junk on a daily, weekly, monthly basis, just existing in the world. So what's a great way to reuse that junk? Put it in a spread. I just want you to experience what it's like being you through your junk, which sounds gross, but I promise you it's very fun. It's about the art of remembering even the most smallest details, right? Maybe it wasn't a trip across the country or across the world. Maybe it was you went to a coffee shop and you kept the napkin, or you kept the little slider thingy that goes on the tea and coffee. I don't know what it's called. Maybe you kept that. Maybe you went to a concert and you went to keep the tickets and you took photos and you want to put that somewhere that's not digital, that's not on your phone. I know everyone's talking about going analog this year. Check this out, okay? This is the most analog you can get. Just remember that it's your journal, it's your spread, and no two spreads are going to look alike. Some of my spreads are very colorful, some are very muted. Some have photos, some don't have photos. Some have postcards, some don't have postcards. You never know what you're going to accumulate and what you're gonna get. But at the end of the day, it's just a cool way to commemorate your life and kind of look back and say, wow, look at all the things I did. Look at all the memories I have. And at the end of the day, you don't need anything aside from a journal, some junk, glue, and some scissors or cutting board. So that is all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you try junk journaling out at some point after watching this video. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. And if you are curious about any of the things that I talked about, my bag, my markers, my cutting board, stuff like that, I tried to find as much as possible and put it on my Amazon storefront. So be sure to click the link in the description box below to get all the information. And even though we weren't traveling technically in this video, I have some adventures up my sleeve. So as always, stay curious. I hope you enjoyed this video, and until the next sojourn, I will see you soon. Bye from me and my journaling junk. Bye.